Darion Marie, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you this CLAWED Halloween makeup. So if you want to know how to get this look, then please keep watching. So the first thing you're going to need is a liquid latex. You can buy this at pretty much any Halloween store or even buy it online. And what I'm going to do is just sort of take the liquid latex and pop it onto where I kind of have an idea of where I want the claw to be. After laying down your liquid latex, you're then going to wait for a few seconds and then pop on your tissue. So for me, the best tissue to use is sort of the generic kind of tissue. That tissue usually doesn't have any sort of patterns or designs or anything like that, which is perfect because you want the tissue to resemble skin. After letting the tissue sit onto the liquid latex for at least 30 seconds to maybe a minute, you can then peel away the extra tissue that isn't adhered to the liquid latex. So here I'm sort of continuing my claw mark line and following the same steps of putting down the liquid latex and then putting down the tissue paper. Now what I'm doing is pretty much repeating the same steps onto the same lines that I've made. So after I put down the tissue paper, I'm then going to put on another layer of the liquid latex and then put on another layer of the tissue paper. In this process, I'm going to repeat on each scar for at least 3 to 5 times just to get it to the thickness that I want it to be. So the next few clips are pretty much me repeating the same steps over and over again, just so you guys can really understand what I'm doing. It's really not that hard, it's just very time consuming and pretty tedious. So I would definitely suggest maybe watching a movie or, I don't know, listening to music, doing something to occupy your time other than doing this, because it will take a while, especially if you're new to doing this. And when you're finished making each and every claw mark, you're then going to top it off with another layer of the liquid latex and just let it dry completely. Fast forwarding a little bit, this is what your scars are going to look like after you've cut them open. For me, I decided to cut them open with scissors. That is the easiest way that I found to actually open them up and make them look like they're scars pretty much. And so for me, what I did was I pinched a section of the line that I made, and then I took my scissors and cut that, and then I was able to sort of dig my scissors into that little flap there and then cut it open, as you guys can see here. For this step, I would definitely suggest taking your time because you can cut yourself if your markings are not thick enough, and if you're just going all haphazardly, you will cut yourself. You will. I've done it. It's not fun. After you've opened your scars, the next thing to do is to take a foundation or a powder, or really anything, and just cover your scars with that. I would probably suggest doing the scars before you do your actual makeup. That way things blend a little better, but I didn't do that. And after I put on a layer of foundation, I'm then going to take a pressed powder in the same color and pop that over them as well. So now if you have this problem that I'm having, which is your scars being much lighter than your actual skin color, you're then going to want to take an eyeshadow or a powder or something that's similar to your skin color and pop that onto the scars. So for me, I decided to take a brown eyeshadow and just really haphazardly put that all over the scars. This way it's going to be a little more like my actual skin color. And following that brown eyeshadow, I'm then going to use a red-brown eyeshadow, and this is just going to give it a little more depth and also make it more like my actual skin color. Really, if you're having any trouble with this, just use colors that are prominent in your actual skin tone, and then you'll be able to create something that works for you. And here I'm taking the darkest brown eyeshadow that I own and popping that all over all of the scars once again to make it more like my actual skin color. If you're dark like me, I would recommend browns, dark browns, blacks, red browns, anything like that will really help make this work for you. And speaking of black, I'm now using a black eyeshadow, and this is going to go pretty much on each of the scars, but not all over covering them. And I'm also going to put some of it into the actual scars because that is where blood's going to go, and that is really dark in there. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but it looks a lot better when there's something black behind the blood that we're going to put in there. The next step is to use a red face paint, and so I'm using a very, very tiny brush, and I'm just painting on little strokes all around the scars, and this is just going to be some little baby scars or baby claw marks on the face. And of course, to make them more realistic, I'm going to use a scab blood or scar blood, and that's going to go on each little marking. My tip when using scar blood is to use kind of a lot, because when you use a lot, it forms like a really dark red scabby looking blood, which is what you want for this kind of look. Once I have my scars done, I'm then going to move on to filling in the actual claw marks, and for this I'm going to use the scab blood again and just fill that in with pretty much a lot of that product. So now it has the appearance of a gash, claw, mark look. Because I wanted this look to be a little more bloody, I'm now going to take a blood that you can find at pretty much any Halloween store, like any of them. You can even use the blood that you can find at the dollar store too. Those are really, really runny. And so what I'm gonna do for this is just sort of dab it onto pretty much this whole side of my face, and this is just going to give it the messy animal attack kind of look. You can also put this runny blood into your scars to make them look like they're dripping and they're fresh, but I was going more for a I waited kind of a long time to get treatment kind of look. And once you're done with your blood, you're pretty much done, or you can go back and just fix up some mistakes, make it a little darker, add more blood, whatever you want to do. It's really up to you and how you want this to look, but at this point, I was pretty much done. And with that being said, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this clawed Halloween makeup look. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I will see you guys next time. Bye!